Hey there, welcome to another edition of the Collector's Set. Let's take a look at a couple of new additions to the collection. First up is the Mafex Black Manta from Medicom. Black Manta falls in the category of characters I collect. Like a few other DC characters, I didn't really grow up reading stuff he appeared in, but I love his design, and I love the way his design has been interpreted by various artists over the years. I was excited to get this one because although it is the movie version, I thought he could be the definitive Black Manta on my shelves. I have versions of from Mattel and DC Direct, but they all seem to be lacking in some area. Whether it's mostly its articulation, sometimes it's QC issues. But anyway, I was hoping that this would be the Black Manta. I pre-ordered this one and waited, and finally I have it in hand, and he is a bit of a letdown. So the sculpt is great, the details and colors are fantastic, and this looks like the movie Black Manta. He also has a decent assortment of accessories. What kills this one for me are the legs. The major issue is that they can't swing out to the sides, like, at all. This severely limits his posability. And as if that weren't enough of a challenge, his knees and ankles are really weak, and they're unable to hold their position in most poses. Just will kind of sink down, tip over. So, I have a thoroughly awesome looking Black Manta figure that I can't pose. He can stand up straight, and I can turn his waist. That's all the dynamism we're going to expect from this guy. If this were like a basic figure from Mattel or McFarlane Toys or whoever, it would still suck, but it wouldn't be such a blow. Premium figures at premium prices, you should just not have these types of issues. I also received the 1000 Toys, or I guess it's Sin Toys Hellboy. I missed the initial release of this one a while back. I still wanted it, but not at the prices I was seeing. When the reissue was announced, I made sure to get my pre-order in. Brief story about that. I decided to order from a company I hadn't used before. They offered the option to prepay for pre-orders. I know, but I was experimenting with the budget at the time, and I thought it might be a useful way to go. Well, of course something was going to go wrong, and sure enough, this company began to have issues. A lot of it I think had to do with the virus lockdown, but they started taking a long time to ship in-stock items. Some orders were simply never filled. I made some additional orders after making my pre-orders, and that was my experience. Just long delays in getting things shipped out, and some orders just seemed to be ignored completely. So I did stop ordering in-stock items from them, but I did hold out hope that my pre-orders might somehow still get to me. Then I started seeing every other outlet start to get this Hellboy in stock, and then I watched them start to sell out of it. So I contacted the company that I'd ordered from. Their response was a little bit confusing, but it seemed to indicate that they were on track to get my order out, only to quietly issue me refunds on my pre-orders a little bit later. Right. So fortunately, I was still able to easily find this Hellboy and get him ordered. Sadly, or frustratingly, the other figure I had pre-ordered was the Mezco 112 Conan, and that one is sold out pre-order-wise everywhere. So did manage to get onto the wait list with the Mezco website itself, and hopefully I meet some luck there. Well, none of that has anything to do with the quality of this figure or my enjoyment of it. And I do enjoy this quality figure. I think this is a great representation of the comic book version of Hellboy, which is exactly what I wanted. There's the Mezco Hellboy that came out recently, which looks pretty awesome. That one, however, is based on the recent movie. What I wanted was a comic book Hellboy for my shelves. The sculpt is great, with lots of awesome details. The joints move smoothly, and the figure balances fairly easily. He's got all the appropriate accessories, and including a wire trench coat. I think the only thing that is missing is probably a sword. So this one hits all the spots for me. He is fun to pose and he looks great on the shelf. I am really glad I got an opportunity to snag this one because it is really a great figure.
Action! 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 Action!